where is this binding activity in the nucleus. And here is a immunoblot of the nucleus, and here is the cerebral, because antibody against IP3 was derived from the cerebellum, and it is a nuclear microsome, nuclear rat liver microsome. On this cerebral membrane and the microsomal membrane from the rat liver, we find the 260 kilodalton protein immunoblotted by anti-inositol trisphosphate receptor antibody. While in the nuclear membrane, this was identified as 220 kilodalton. Then the question is, where is this location? And this was the work done by Jean-Paul Humbert on the inner nuclear membrane, and you can see the IP3 as the maximum binding on the inner nuclear membrane. The outer nuclear membrane, as I showed earlier, isolated, did not show any appreciable IP3 binding or any binding any of these ligands. Now, this is further verified in the next diagram, which showed that you see, this is the scattered analysis of the saturated isotherms, inner nuclear membrane and the nuclei. You can see there is a single class of binding, and the KD in the case of the inner nuclear membrane and in the case of the nucleus is almost identical. While the Bmax has increased in the case of the inner nuclear membrane, and this is due to the membrane purification. So this shows that we have isolated, we have identified the presence of the IP3 receptor on the nucleus and on the inner nuclear membrane. Now the next question is how it is regulated. And this is, now the same inner nuclear membrane showed a 220 kilodalton immunoblot protein, which we later identified as the nuclear IP3 receptor, which is absent in the outer nuclear membrane. Now the question is how it is regulated, and this comes here. Now you see, this is almost an in vivo study, and this was carried out by Nathalie Matter and Marie-Françoise Ritz. Both were graduate students at that time. And what is this? You see, in another context, we have identified that protein kinase C beta is a native nuclear protein kinase. This was done in collaboration with Ahmad Masmoudi, Patrick Rogue and Gerald Lebrede. So if the logic is, if the protein kinase C beta is native to the nucleus, and if we stimulate the nuclei with the formalaster, the activator of the PKC, and if the IP3 receptor is present in the nuclear membrane, it ought to be phosphorylated under phosphorylating conditions. And here exactly is the same. You can see it is the treatment with the TPA, and it is controlled without TPA treatment, and it is the TPA treatment. You can see a 222 kilodalton protein is phosphorylated in the nucleus under phosphorylating condition, is stimulated with formalaster. So this shows that there is a regulatory mechanism in vivo condition where the IP3 receptor of the nucleus is regulated by phosphorylation. IP3 receptor phosphorylation, purified IP3 receptor, as well as IP3 receptor reconstituted in the vesicles have also been shown to be phosphorylated with protein kinase C and many other protein kinases, including they are also capable of being autophosphorylated. So now if this is, and this is the same, the phosphorylation, after phosphorylation, what is the function of this phosphorylation? How does it affect the functioning? It enhances the IP3 binding to its receptor and enhances the capacity of our IP3 to mobilize calcium once the IP3 receptor is phosphorylated in the nucleus by protein kinase C. Okay, so this is a part. Next, please. Then, okay, so now, all these things went on for more than a decade, about 15 years. And I was bombarded wherever I went with one single question. What is the mechanism by which IP3 is generated in the nucleus? And unfortunately, till today, there is no techniques available to determine quantitatively IP3 in the nucleus. And while I was pondering all these things and discussing with colleagues and many other collaborators, different parts, different laboratories, there are 3 papers which have appeared. This is Stanley Cohen showed that by mere injection, intraperitoneal injection of epidermal growth factor, EGF, to the mouse, the STAT proteins are phosphorylated at the tyrosine. This gave us an idea that there is a EGF signaling to the nucleus and which triggers tyrosine phosphorylation. Then came another paper, another group published that EGF receptor are present on the nucleus, but they had no idea whether it is present on the inner or the outer membrane. So that was another challenge for us, since we were equipped to work on the inner and the outer membrane separately. And finally, the paper which came from the Snyder group, they showed that PLC gamma stimulates phosphatidylinositol 3 kinase enhancer, which is a nuclear GTPase in the nucleus. So that means that if EGF is a upstream signal targeting the PLC gamma in the nucleus by EGF receptor, then we can look for the downstream targets of these events. And at this stage, I was approached in 2002 by a student, Christian Klein. He desired to do his PhD. And so I gave Christian all these papers. And after a few months, he appeared. And he proposed that these experiments can be done in vivo in mice. And these are the results that we have come out of that. Now, here, you see, the mice, and of course in this work, the Christian was assisted by our long-time collaborators, Solange and Claire. You see, intraperitoneal injection of mice and isolating the nuclei at different time intervals of the injection, and then here is a Western blot. You can see that phospholipase C gamma, which is a 150 kilodalton protein, at 10 and 30 minutes, this is just a control, that you can see that there are 2 proteins which we have identified after the EGF injection, 150 kilodalton and the second one is 120 kilodalton. So this was little puzzling, but when the same blot was immunoblotted with anti-phosphotyrosine antibody, what we see that the 120 kilodalton protein at 10 and 30 minutes after EGF injection were tyrosine phosphorylated, but not the 150 kilodalton protein. And that 120 kilodalton protein is tyrosine phosphorylated in the nucleus in response to the EGF, was further confirmed when we immunoprecipitated this protein with anti-PLC gamma antibody, and immunoblotted with anti-phosphatidylsin. You can see